Democratic policies now are to fight on economics, it seems to me, and to demagogue rich people. That's not good for the future, and it shows that the Democrats have just as many bad ideas to go into the 2028 cycle as they had in the 2024 cycle.
Welcome to the Debrief, where we talk to the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering this week and where the story is going next. I'm Jim Antle, and I'm joined today by Editor-in-Chief Hugo Gurdon. Hugo, there's been a lot of concern raised about how President Trump is talking about Ukrainian President Zelenskyy. They're starting to have talks with Russia with an eye toward ending the war in Ukraine. What might Trump be up to here?
Well, there's certainly, as you say, Jim, there's a great deal of concern and legitimate concern about the way that Trump, Vice President Vance, and others are attacking President Zelenskyy of Ukraine. It really creates that foreboding and stimulates the narrative that Trump is going to reward Putin for his aggression, for his invasion, and that he's really softening up Zelenskyy to accept something which he should not have to accept, as the Ukraine being the injured party. At the same time, however, everybody is filtering their speculation about what's happening through their prejudices about Trump, both for him and against him. And we don't know exactly where this is going. In fact, we don't know really at all where this is going. One of the things that came up in the last several weeks was that the United States wanted to get some commercial rights to minerals and mineral extraction in Ukraine. And if that were to be ultimately part of the deal and something which President Trump is going for, there would obviously be security measures for the American commercial interest, which itself would be a considerable deterrent for Russian invasion in the future. And it may be that there are elements of this, in fact, it seems to me almost certain that there are elements of this which are not uppermost in people's minds, but which could make this more of a deal and a transaction in which the U.S. interests are not just strategic, but also commercial.
So closer to home,
Yeah.
We've seen a shift in the Democrats' rhetoric since they've lost the elections last year. And they'd been very focused on race and gender, and that seemed to mostly be to their detriment.
Right.
And now they're starting to pivot back to class.
Yes, this is really noticeable that that they focused for a long time. If you take the three obsessions that there are in the whole sort of intersectional wokeism, which are race, class, and gender, the Democrats sort of walked away from class, which is one of the reasons, of course, why President Trump won working class people, blue collar people of all races moved in his direction, because the Democrats' focus appeared to be on the much kookier things, which are on gender and on race as well, where I think people have got fed up with the Democrats dividing the country up by race and actually causing racial divisions. I think the Democrats have recognized that they were losing votes because of this, and therefore gone back to their much more traditional, frankly, demagoguery about billionaires and millionaires. And you'll see Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer, the minority leaders in the House and the Senate talking about this, and continuing to talk about this over the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's easier to make voters believe that you're on the side of the majority when you're attacking millionaires and billionaires. It isn't good. Promoting class warfare. Actually, America, if there are free markets, as the people at the bottom of the economic pile have opportunities to get better. Things are not improved when you suppress growth, et cetera, et cetera. Democratic policies now are to fight on economics, it seems to me, and to demagogue rich people. That's not good for the future, and it shows that the Democrats have just as many bad ideas to go into the 2028 cycle as they had in the 2024 cycle.
Isn't part of it also the fact that Elon Musk, who's an even bigger billionaire than Donald Trump,
Yeah.
has now emerged as an even bigger boogeyman for the Democrats.
Yes, it's absolutely. It's, to some extent, this is happenstance. The Democrats have been presented, sort of, as it were, on a silver platter, the opportunity to go after billionaires because the richest man in the world is working to, at least temporarily, for the Trump administration. He is examining the books. He's looking at where the wasteful and abusive spending are, the fraudulent spending. So you've got a billionaire who's in there pointing out areas where the government can cut spending. And of course, the Democrats don't want to cut any spending. And it's also the case, of course, that at his inauguration, Trump had various other billionaires standing right behind him. So the visuals are there for the Democrats to demagogue this, and Elon Musk is obviously central to their campaign.
Thank you, Hugo.
Thank you.
You can read Hugo and the rest of our political team's coverage at washingtonexaminer.com.